What's up, She's Not Selling sisters? I have an incredible guest in studio today. No one other than the amazing Miss Jerica, all the way from Canada. And right now, I cannot tell you what we talk about in this episode because we literally discuss everything. I know you're going to love this. I'll see you inside. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. It's literally the thing. Welcome to She's Not Selling.
Thank you. I feel very welcome. I'm really excited.
Well, tell us first and foremost who you are, why we should listen to you, and where have you traveled from?
My name is Jerica. I am a She Sells coach, and I have traveled all the way from Canada.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were just talking about how funny that is when I hear any TikTok of a Canadian or an American who's like literally sharing how frustrated they are about something.
Yeah.
They go, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's iconic. I want to be able to do it.
You can. You just did right there. Thank you.
So tell it, how's Bali? Do you love it? Wait.
Gosh, yeah.
You traveled to Australia first.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I went to Melbourne first, and I found out that it's Melbourne, not Melbourne, which I was originally calling it Melbourne.
Yeah, it's Melbourne.
No. Yeah. Okay. So I found that out.
Oh, we have lots of words that we will be discussing today. The Nutella one is wild
Nutella.
to me. No. Let's not bring that up again.
But yes, I went and I came to Melbourne first, and we had our live event and our gala. And if you didn't catch it on Instagram and everything else,
Where the fuck have you been hiding? Yes.
was insane. So yeah, we spent a few days there, and then we hop, skip, jumped all the way to Bali.
And what do you think of Bali? Could you move here?
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, yeah. But no, if you asked me on the first day, no, I couldn't have.
Oh, what was it?
Honestly, I think it's just like, okay, so I now I know that Bali is second world. At first, I was under the premise it was third world, but even then, like walking, things will be rubble, and then it's 5 stars. And it's just like getting used to that.
Yeah,
can be
it's a bit of a
jarring.
cultural shock for sure.
Yeah, but now I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it's amazing. Honestly, landing in Melbourne, gosh no, landing in Bali after being in Australia for almost a month, I just felt like I was home. It just opened its wide arms, and I just feel like myself again.
Yeah. I was actually really nervous about that. I know we were chatting about that yesterday, but the whole like either Bali is going to welcome you in or spit you out. I was like, Bali's going to spit me out. I was so nervous, but no.
Oh, no. It's definitely welcomed you in the best way. I asked yesterday if you had had Bali belly or if you had any kind of, and you were like, no. And I'm like, that's rare. That's Bali putting on a show for you.
Although I did fall on my first day here. I did take a tumble on my first day. Yeah, like I was walking on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And there was like a not pond, oh my gosh, a puddle. Slip, trip, ate shit, fell. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I survived. That's the only thing Bali
you're here
did. She had to
now.
humble me. That's why.
Well, it's pretty wild that you're sitting here in Bali with me right now. I mean, I'm having one of those full circle moments where I'm like, this is just, you never know where one conversation is going to lead. And this is where I want you to start is, I mean, it's pretty wild, right? That we are sitting here right now. You coach thousands of women in the States and in Australia as well on how to sell. So take us back to, I guess, where your sales career started.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it would have been like wee age of like 13, tiny. I mean, I know growing up, my mom, she's in sales and she taught me sales. Ultimately, it was door knocking. Like I'm talking blunt, knock on the door, get hard declined. Yeah, that was my intro. So I'm surprised it didn't honestly make me quit right there because I had more doors slammed in my face than I could count. And yeah, going through that, I kind of had sales sprinkled into every career I did after until I got into like real big girl sales, which was renovations.
I just want to say, how incredible is your mom to bring you along to experience, I guess, rejection at that level at 13? I mean, there are so many skills that you can take from having a sales skill set. And I think for your mom to just walk you around and experience what that feels like, and then for you to want more of that, I mean, wow.
Yeah. Honestly, I truly do owe it all to her in that sense. Like, she showed me sales. She actually convinced me to drop out of college. Like,
insane.
I was a college dropout 3 times, actually.
3 times. Oh my God, you almost beat me.
How many times did you drop out of college?
Well, Does dropout mean you change the path?
Yeah.
3.
No way.
Yeah.
Because wait, what did you go into?
I
Was
went
your
into
first?
journalism.
Okay.
And we started the very first unit in one of my, what is it? You have units and then you have, so one of them,
Semesters, yeah.
one of the units was newspaper writing. And I didn't realize how strict it was. And so I think to me, I'm just not any type of career that's putting me in a box and I have to follow rules or guidelines. It's just not.
That's so funny. My first was interior design and I quit because of how strict it was.
No way.
Yeah, I swear. Yeah, because it was so subjective to what somebody believed, and they were like putting these parameters on what good design was, and I was like, well,
that's
right?
so crazy. Yeah, I just thought, no, this is not the type of writing. I mean, I liked the idea of writing in magazines and more creatively. So there was 3 of us that decided that journalism was just not where we wanted to be, and so we then quit, pivoted into creative writing, and creative writing was worse. It was absolutely, I don't consider myself to be a writer. And being in a classroom full of bookworms, full of people who just spent every waking second reading, writing, I just felt like a fish out of water. And I will never forget my tutor for this unit. We had to submit an assignment and so I failed. But I didn't just fail. She actually put my assignment up on a projector on the big screen.
Stop.
And she made people read segments of it and we tore it to shreds, including myself. I had to read my own assignment.
That's a different level of a rejection therapy.
Right. And so I just quit after, as soon as that lesson was done. I was like, goodbye, good riddance. Like that's awful.
That's a horrible way of teaching.
Then I moved into business for like a second and then I ended with teaching. So 3, same as you.
Wow. How funny. What are the odds of that? Yeah, I dropped out 3 times and I think probably like little, it was one of those like universe things, right?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be sitting here if you might, but you would have definitely followed the path of, well, if you stayed in interior design, I imagine you would still be doing that. It's an assumption, but.
Maybe, but maybe not. The thing is like, I find that the path that you want, you sometimes get there, but not in the way that you think you'll get there. And ultimately, like, I ended up on the path that I wanted, but not in the form that I thought it was going to be.
Yes. So before we started this, you explained a concept to me, which I was obsessed with. I think this perfectly ties in now because it's like, or you think you want something almost so much so that you beg for it, you plead for it, you whine for it, you literally like, please give me that thing. And then it's sometimes come and you're like, oh, no, I don't want that anymore.
Yeah, Nutella Toast.
Right. Now, we need to pause. Who the hell calls it Nutella?
Nutella. Say it again?
Nutella.
No, Nutella.
I mean, in the comments, I'm happily one to throw my hands up and just be like, you know what? I'm wrong. But I, in this case, think that you are wrong. Would love to hear it in the comments. Is it Nutella or Nutella?
Nutella?
Nutella.
Nutella, yeah. No, anyways, Nutella Toast. Okay, it's the concept of like, okay, if you have a dog and you're eating this delicious piece of chocolatey toast, your dog is going to whine, beg, plead, cry, everything for this piece of toast. And obviously you don't give your dog Nutella Toast because you know that if you do, it's going to get your dog sick, right? But it doesn't stop the dog from begging, whining, pleading, crying. So sometimes things in life are Nutella Toast. You cry, you whine, you beg for it, but if you actually had it, it might be the thing that makes you sick. It might be the thing that was never good for you in the first place.
Wow, that's so interesting because every fiber in my body just surrendered to the fact that I had to go to uni and get my education degree. Not one part of me wanted it. Like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that path, but I was just kind of like, you know what, I'll do it. So for me, that's like taking the Nutella Toast. What I wanted for myself was a family. I wanted a job. I wanted the house, all the things that I sort of was conditioned to believe is what success looks like. And then when I had that in the form of a degree, it did make me sick. It made me sick because I was stuck in a classroom. I was bound by the curriculum. I had no creativity in how I wanted to teach. It did make me sick.
Yeah.
And I had to really, in order for me to change and get to where I am today, there was action I had to take, uncharacteristic, uncomfortable action to get me a piece of Nutella. Oh my God, now I said Nutella. A piece of Nutella Toast that didn't make me sick. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. It's such a concept that is hard to grasp, but you've just made it so easy to understand.
Well, the reason I like it being Nutella also is because like even the dog, when they have it, it's sweet at first.
Ooh. They gobble it up as fast as they can.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then sick every time.
So did you have that moment? Like when I know I cut you off because I was like, this is the perfect time to explain that concept. But when you went into your first big girl sales job, what happened? Was it a case of you being like, this is what I wanted and now I'm getting sick, or like what happened?
It was so Nutella Toast. Absolutely. It was Nutella Toast. I thought it was everything. I thought it was perfect. Well, because I had the interior design background, I was like, okay, so let me get this straight. I can help people design their homes. I can sit around, pick colors all day, and I make commissions. Yeah, thank you. That's
Thank you.
That's perfect. That's great. That's exactly what I want. And I did that for like a whole, I think it was like almost 8 months where I was like, this is perfect. This is amazing. My life is amazing. Until it wasn't. And like on that particular job, funny enough, the company unfortunately was kind of shady. Stuff started going like awire and wrong. And I was constantly on the phone with like clients that weren't getting the deliverables that they ordered. Because like when you're remote, you don't do the deliverable. You just do the front end.
Exactly. So a lot of your conviction comes from reviews, seeing client testimonials, actually seeing the insides of the program and the fulfillment. So I guess like what happened to your conviction and belief when you started realizing that there was no fulfillment or there was some shady things going on?
That was the get sick part of the Nutella Toast, 100%. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that I could possibly be in. And funny enough, it was during then that I had actually decided to hop, skip, jump and take a break from that offer because it was making me so sick. I wasn't able to sleep. I was experiencing so many issues, not only in like the work life where my commissions were going down because my conviction was down. And your conviction and happiness are a direct reflection of how much you make in sales.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I noticed it was taking this huge toll on my career, but it was also my personal life. Like I was miserable. Like I wasn't a fun person to be around. And like, yeah, I would definitely give it a -2 for a chapter in my life. But to the point where I decided to leave that, and that's actually where I met you.
So a couple of things here. Firstly, I don't like that you said it's a -2 in the chapter of your life.
Well, meeting you's not a -2.
No. But I just mean like you can call the chapter -2, but it wasn't a negative. I mean, the way that I like to think of like whatever you want to call it, a failed experience or something that doesn't sit quite right with you, you either have a lesson or a lesson or a blessing. And I feel like that was a huge lesson for you. Like if you could think back to the lessons that you learned from that -2 chapter in your book of Jerica's life, what would you say the biggest lessons were?
When you know, you know.
So quit faster, right?
Yeah. When something isn't aligned, you know. You feel it. And like don't make the excuses for it.
Why do you think women ignore that intuition and they push it aside for so long? I mean, I know women that even in She Sells at the moment, they're staying on accounts, they're making no money, the lead flow is down, the business owner is not willing to work with them, but they're still there because they love the offer. That's what they tell me. And I'm like, why are you ignoring the fact that everything you came in here to get, you're not receiving, but you're still staying?
Honestly, it's like a bad relationship. They don't actually love the offer because if they loved the offer, their conviction would be high. They'd probably be selling, their commissions would be high. They love the idea of the offer the same way you can like love the idea of a man and the fact that he could buy me flowers, he could do this. It's a lot of coulds.
Oh, so what would be then, like, how do you as a woman, because I'm sure that lesson, you've never done that again.
No.
I know you haven't, because when I met you, you didn't wait around on the account that we were on. You acted much faster.
I left
yes.
quick.
But tell me then what to help someone avoid having to go through that lengthy period before they come to the same realization, oh my goodness, I should have quit months, maybe even years ago. What's one piece of advice that you can give those women who need to tap into and listen to their intuition more?
A self-audit, 100% a self-audit.
Yeah.
Like an alignment audit.
And what's that? Like what is that?
That's like taking some intentional time, sitting down and really asking yourself, like, am I happy with how I make money? Am I happy with how I show up? Am I happy with who I am in the day, right? And even things like, do I get the Sunday scary? Ladies, if you get the Sunday scaries, I don't care what you're doing, whether it's sales or otherwise, that is your nervous system screaming, begging, and pleading for help. And I promise you, it's not Nutella Toast. Like, you need something. If you hate going to work on Monday, there's a reason why.
That's so powerful, isn't it? It's so powerful. Just allowing yourself to tune in to what your body is screaming for before it's too late, before it results in disease. Like, there are always early warning signs. I think even struggling to fall asleep, waking up at 3 a.m., there's all these signs that, your cortisol is high or whatever it might be that's indicating, okay, what's causing this stress? What is my body trying to tell me? How can I tune into it a little bit more and then make changes quickly?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's like the worst thing is people will wait. And like sometimes they wait months. Sometimes they wait literal years.
Years.
You say years?
No, I realized as I said years the same time as you, I put on a Canadian accent.
That's so funny. Years. Yeah.
That's such good advice because I feel like one of our superpowers as a woman is our intuition. Yeah. And you said to me on the way here, my intuition has never been wrong.
Never, not once.
But how many times have you ignored it?
Up until the age of like 25 every time.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Call that frontal lobe development or otherwise, but truly like you can make so many excuses for the voice that's screaming at you, but at the end of the day, like at what point are you going to listen? Like that's
so
really
powerful.
What it comes down to.
I just want to tie this back to sales for a moment because I ran a session this morning that I think this is just so perfectly aligned to. Everyone carries around a story, right? Whether that be I'm the woman that doesn't quit because I'm super loyal. Whatever it might be, a story that's keeping you in perceived self, which is the same, right? It's who you think you are. And where people go wrong in sales conversations is they fight the story. They fight the story. So if you say, for instance, like, I don't have any time to do this, people will be like, yeah, you have time. Like, what time do you finish work? 3 o'clock? Okay, well, there's dinner. It only takes an hour. You've got time. They fight the story instead of literally just repeating the story back to make sure that it's okay, like that you've understood it. Instead of seeking to understand, they fight the story. What you have to do in this moment when you're challenging someone is not fight the story. It's expose the pattern so gently expose the pattern, then hold the mirror to the identity.
Oh my gosh.
Not the story.
Brooke, that is so good. And it's so true. And also, like, what other career lets you do that for someone?
I'm obsessed with sales. I'm obsessed with communication. I love that we have the ability to lift the veil, show someone, expose something, a blind spot in someone that they haven't quite seen or noticed in themselves. When you gently expose a pattern, it really helps someone get out of perceived self and into projected self, which is the person you want to be talking to, the person on the other side of the decision. That's your responsibility. That's your duty of care as a salesperson to take them there.
That's where the win is.
Yeah.
That's honestly where the win is.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is I had someone who's closing on an account come to me and she's like, oh my gosh, I haven't sold in 2 days. I'm so upset. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, but did you deliver value? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Then you won. Like, that's it. Like, that's what's important. And also, like, funny enough, even going back into, like, the raw of sales, even if you don't sell, like, that day, you know how many of those sales turn into follow-ups when you've actually delivered true value, when you actually help someone realize who they are? They're not going to forget that conversation. And that's because sales, at the end of the day, people don't buy because what you're selling. What they're going to remember is how you made them feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
Yeah, you can't unsee something. It's like you can't walk into a home and see a dead body lying on the floor and then forget that.
Okay.
I don't know why that specific analogy came to mind. But what I'm saying is, like, some people act like, okay, I actually like the dead body analogy, and here's why. I'm not a serial killer, I promise. But here's why I like this particular analogy, because people have a dead body in their homes and they walk around it like it's not there. It's like the elephant in the room. They ignore it. It just is this thing that is there that you need to deal with. But you know what? I'm just going to push it to the side and not deal with it.
Ignore it. Even though it smells really bad.
Right. It's decay. It's the comfort zone. That's where your dreams go to die.
They're literally there in the middle of your living room, dead. Chalk outline and all.
Wow, well, that's gone dark.
Yeah.
My point is, you just can't unsee something. When you have a pattern exposed or you realize that you're not being the person who has what you say you want, you don't just get to go back and live the same life. I mean, you can do that, but you have to be willing to make uncharacteristic decisions in order to see uncharacteristic results. Like, that's just the way that it has to be. So when your change facilitator facilitates a change within you and you are gifted the opportunity to see your blind spots, take that gift. Take it.
Every time.
And run with it. Use it to help you make decisions to move you forward, to actually be the woman who has what you say you want.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Tying into that. Okay. One of my favorite quotes, that's actually a reframe, so a little bit of a sales tip in there, is saying, you know, like, past time, right, does not have to dictate future time. So like, your past time spent does not have to dictate your future happiness.
Love that.
So just because you spent years and years and years and doing this thing that made you unhappy doesn't mean that you have to keep on doing this thing for years and years and years, even though it makes you unhappy.
Right. And like, detach yourself from what you're making that mean about you. Because someone who does something over and over and over that makes them happy, it's because they're telling themselves they have to do it.
Yeah.
It makes them noble. It makes them respected. They're doing the right thing. Their parents are happy that they chose this path. Like, whatever it is, if something is making you unhappy, the best thing you need to do is ask yourself, what am I making this mean about?
Literally.
Anyway, this has gone so sidetracked. Like, this is about you. So let's go back. You're in a sales role. You eventually listen to your intuition. You quit. What happens then?
Oh my gosh, I wish I could say I quit. I actually didn't quit. When I went and I found you, I hadn't quit. What I did is I actually told them, and this company's closed now, so it doesn't matter. I told them I had like a mental health leave, and I was like, I gotta go. And so I went on leave.
I gotta go.
Sorry, guys. And I went on mental health leave for like 2 months. And I had gone to that offer.
I need to interject here.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just tell the truth?
Because it was a comfort zone. I had never made so much money. Truly, honestly, I'd never made so much money. It never was so easy. And it felt really comfortable. And so I was shit scared that, oh my gosh, I'm going to go on this other offer. And what if I don't make as much money? What if the commissions aren't as high? What if it isn't as easy for me?
But all of this, even though you knew the account was a little shady and that they weren't fulfilling.
Yeah. The damn comfort zone. Yeah.
It's like what you're willing to turn a blind eye on because you were making money. It was comfortable. It was easy. You were good at it.
Yeah. 100%.
So it's like, I don't need to worry about fulfillment. That's not really my area of expertise that I need to worry about. I'm only getting people through the door. I will leave the rest to them.
It literally felt, and I think that's what the mental part came in, is it felt like I was handing like a piece of me every time. Like, integrity felt like it was in the ground. It was horrible. So even though I felt this way, that little like voice, that scared voice, well, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? What if I'm not good at it?
What's her name?
Ooh, we have to give her like what's like a bad name? We have to give her like
a baddie name.
Like, no, she's not a baddie. She sucks.
She sucks for sure. Yeah, I was joking.
Yeah, no, she sucks.
I forget what mine hasn't been out in a while. I actually named mine. Oh my God, I can't believe I've forgotten this. But that just goes to show you, like, I told her.
She's not been around in a while.
Yeah, I lovingly told her, like, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting me to this point. But I am no longer allowing you to drive the vehicle. I've got this. Like, take a back seat. What was her name? Oh my goodness, I can't believe this.
She would be so upset.
She would be so upset. She's screaming at me.
Like,
I can't even remember. But that's it. See? Like, when you tell them to take a back seat, you really tell them to take a back seat. They're not driving anymore. All the decisions that I make now, she's not there.
100%, she's gone. That's it. I mean, hey, like, oh my gosh, this is so sidetracked on. Do you watch Dubai Bling?
Do I what?
Dubai Bling. Have you watched Dubai Bling?
No.
Okay, so one of the characters on there, she had a funeral for her Lamborghini. So it's like having a funeral for the unnamed voice that we can't remember. But
yeah, wow. Rest in peace.
Yeah, bye, girl. Sorry.
I can't believe I don't remember her name. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, we can name yours. I don't want to offend anyone here. I mean, we can go the obvious one, Karen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Karen's voice was like the one that you were choosing to listen to. Yeah.
Well, it's like, it was just like safety. It was like, okay, if I get on this offer and it doesn't work out or I don't sell, then at least I can run back to where it feels safe. And so it was like not cutting the rope. And if anyone hasn't heard the rope story, that's such a good story. But yeah, I was not cutting the rope.
Cutting the rope, yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been creating a lot of internal discomfort for you because I imagine your morals and values is like you don't want to represent or sell something that is not good for the potential client, or like the promises and the things that you're sort of talking about aren't actually being fulfilled. I imagine that would have been a very heavy weight to hold, because then essentially you're faking it in sales conversations. You're faking the conviction. To be completely honest with you, at the end of the account that I was on, the fitness account, I lost a lot of my conviction too, because I sort of had seen the inside of the business and I was involved in like a few management meetings and coaching meetings, and I could see a lack of conviction on that front, which then translated into me having a lack of conviction because I was like, am I taking $3,000 from these women and know I'm doing the right thing? Or am I just taking the money because I can?
Self-benefiting.
Right.
Self-serving.
Yep. And so comfort zone in sales can actually be that too. I was very comfortable. I knew exactly what to say. I knew exactly how to make the sale. But where was my intent? Was my intent with self, or was my intent with them?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is though. That's like, I feel like in sales, that is the comfort zone, because you actually already got out of the uncomfortable of like getting on a Zoom call.
Right.
Talking to someone, handling an objection. Like you end up becoming like butter. It's smooth. But then your comfort zone now lies in the integrity that you hold while you do it.
Right. Yeah, that's such a good lesson. It's very important that people hear that, listen to it again, and ask yourself, where does the intent lie? Because comfort can also look like, well, I know how to make a sale. If you've been on an account 3 years, you know how to make a sale. You know all the things to say. You know all the objections. You know all of the problems. You know all of the identity patterns. You know how to sell that person. So this is what I say all the time. You're holding a hammer. Are you using it to harm someone, or are you using it to hang up a frame? Like what are you using that tool? Your sales skill set is the hammer. It's the tool. Where's the intent?
I love that. I love that quote. I have heard you say that. But yeah, that was really what it was. So I had gone on to that offer. You, ironically, and I feel like that was so kismet that you happened to be coaching on that offer. Because at the time you didn't have She Sells in the traditional sense. You guys were kind of like doing it almost like in a freelance way, like the sales coaching.
Well, no, I don't even know if you know this. So Andrew, he was doing that.
Okay.
And he had, one day he was like, Brooke, I don't think that I can deliver sales coaching as well as you could. Like, would you come in and help me advise? It wasn't mine. It had nothing to do with me.
Oh my God,
he just
so
asked
funny.
me to come in and assist. And there was a lot of resistance around some of the things that I wanted to do. Like I don't know if you remember, but I changed the entire script. And then at the last minute, he got really nervous because all of the team was like, this is too different. I'm not making any sales with this. And typically with a new script, you have to understand it. You have to try it out. You have to feel it. Like you have to see what lands, what doesn't. So we actually reverted back last minute to the old script. Like that is the number one rule in coaching that you do not ever do is back down. Like I so wholeheartedly believed in that new script.
Yeah.
I knew based on human psychology that it was going to build the gap and it was going to be much better than the script that you had. But because of the sales manager who was awful, and everyone's resistance and doubt, it got loud. The voices in the head that's like, oh my God, can I do this? Do I know what I'm talking about? It got really loud that we ended up pulling the pin and being like, you know what? Let's just go back to the old script.
That's so funny. You know why? Because like that script that you had given us, I took it back to the renovation company. And that's exactly what I used to teach those girls. And that's exactly what had them coming to me going, oh my gosh, I finally sold a basement. Oh my gosh, I finally sold a kitchen. Oh my gosh, And that's why you don't doubt yourself.
Exactly right. Exactly right. That's so cool. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
So let's tell the listeners about our first interaction.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? It's so funny because like, yes, I know Andrew was there, but truly I had like freaking blinders. It was like Brooke and Brooke only, because it was the first time being taught by a woman since my mom. Other than that, I had only male sales managers or like trainers. And so I was like, oh my gosh, a woman. Like, finally, okay, this is refreshing. This is nice. And like the thing is you walked in the room, and I think it's so funny to hear the perception of you being like kind of the advisor or the side, because that's not at all how I saw it. I was like, oh, number one, you just walked in with such a confidence. Like you just were. And immediately I was like, yep, thank you. But yeah, I remember our like first training sessions, you had given us all these assignments and I was like, I'm going to make sure I do all of these like perfect. And then I remember I blew up your inbox for like 2 days straight. Thank you.
I love that. I love that.
And I also remember the first time you gave me feedback and like that feedback stuck with me. And that feedback actually was the catalyst for me sitting here now.
Well, you need to tell us the feedback.
Yeah. Okay, well, I was struggling with a one call close. Like I couldn't do it. Not even on my renovation offer, I couldn't one call close. I was a follow-up girly through and through to the point where it was like bad. So you were helping me and like going through everything to see where my gaps were, to see why I wasn't one call closing and where it was. And I remember you just paused, you stopped, and I was like, oh, my like stomach just sank because I knew, I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna tell me it's terrible, it's all this. And you just said, Jerica, you are losing your power. You are losing your authority. And I was like, you're so right.
I remember the video. I remember the call. It was like a guy in a truck.
Yes, yeah, it was.
And you were just like vibing with each other, which is fine.
How's your wife? How's
yes.
your kids? How's your dog? Yeah.
Literally, how's that spider that you found in your basement? Like anything that you could talk about outside of the actual offer and asking for the payment was being spoken about.
Yeah.
I remember it so clearly. And I actually remember you saying that quite actually in the beginning, you were quite proud of the call.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Brooke, I built such good rapport with this guy. He told me everything.
Yeah. I was like, you told me too much, girl. Yeah, I remember that so clearly. It's so interesting. You never know what someone is going to take from the feedback that you give. For me, that wasn't even the highlight of the entire call, but it's the one thing that stuck with you. And I think it's because sales is a mirror. So you would have known deep down that you were giving away your power when you were doing it, but you kept doing it because women, specifically, we are so wired to chase approval. We are so wired to want to be liked that that's usually our sales strategy is like, I'm just going to be liked by this person and then I'm going to sort of very beat around the bush at the end and ask if, they want to do it.
Could you please?
Would you maybe want to, do this?
Would that be okay?
Yeah, I mean, we can we can pay it off over fucking the next 50 years. Yeah, I'll take 10 cents every single week.
You can let me know in 3 months and I'll follow up with you every day until then. Yeah, of course.
It's all so familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what's even funny is like, truly, men taught me how to sell that way. Sorry.
Wait, men taught you to sell like that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. When I was on and like one of the trainers I actually, funny enough, I know I was telling you, I admired, I was looked up to. And it was only because it was someone that was selling that, yes, they were successful and they had a certain cadence about them, but it was just being a bro. Like that was it. It was being a bro and it was very like aggressive sales. But when he would teach me, he told me, yeah, be soft, but you should be like really feminine and you should like almost flirt with your customers.
Gosh, that god-awful line, that flirt.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Orlando's video of he interviewed some she sells girls and he was asking.
I did.
So you have Tash on one side of the spectrum being like, yes, of course. And then you have me that's like, absolutely not. But for me, the word flirt is just so misunderstood. I think the word, if you isolate it, it gets confused and it's never flirting. It's more of an energy exchange. I think banter, an exchange of energy could be perceived as you flirting just because of the way everyone assumes what flirting is. But for me, it's that exchange of energy. And that is absolutely what you need to do. But you need to do that whether you're a woman or a man. And it's not flirting to take someone on a date. It's literally just meeting them where they're at and then elevating them higher. That's energy.
100%. But that's what like a proper teaching was. No, like I was literally taught that I should be like, oh my gosh, yes, you look great today. Like, how's this? How's your wife?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, I was taught to do that.
Yeah, I was too. But that was MLM days. I was taught to do that. Yeah, I would take guys on dates. Yeah.
Stroke
Awful.
their ego.
Yeah. But my thing, and this is like awful and it's hard to talk about now because it is very against my own values, but I would lead them on, get them to think that I actually liked them, that they had a shot with me. Then I would rock up on our date with my little briefcase and my multi-level marketing booklets and I'd be like, right, let's get to business. And they're like, wait, you don't want to date me? And so they'd end up saying yes. They would purchase the product because they were like, well, if I say yes, I might be able to go on a second date. And then I'd be like, no. Oh. I know it's awful. It's all, but that's again.
That's what we were taught.
Well, it's the lack, and if anything, it's the lack of sales strategies. It was more about like, how can I use my feminine energy and the things that I do know how to do, which is flirt. I had a lot of charisma, so of course I'm going to use that.
Okay, if you did an alignment audit back then, what do you think would have come up?
Or if I'd asked myself, does this make me?
Yeah, like, do I feel fulfilled? Do I like the way that I make money? Like, if you actually.
Oh God, no, absolutely not. Absolutely. You know, there would be moments, I speak about this a lot, when I made my first 10,000 and we danced around the house, because that is the first time in my adult life that I had realized that I could make something from nothing, right?
Yeah.
Why, when I made $10,000 in multi-level marketing, did I not have the same visceral response in my body? Why did I feel shame? Why did I turn down going to Dallas to take coaching from one of my top upline?
Yeah.
It's because there's so much shame and guilt around how I'd earned that money.
How it was
so
happening.
Absolutely, I completely ignored my intuition. It actually took a close family member to tell me that I'd changed for me to really just like, it's almost like they unplugged me in that moment and I just went, whoa, like woke up and I'm like, holy shit, who am I? What am I doing? Yeah, I absolutely, I ignored that again because I was like, this money is great. This feels comfortable now. I'm good at it. Good at it.
Yeah.
That's what I was making it mean about me, of course.
Oh my gosh. That's why in alignment audit, I think it's really important when you're on something. You have to, do you actually feel happy doing it?
How often would you recommend doing that?
I think the moment that you feel like you have to question it, you should probably do it.
Because I mean, you could feel differently from week to week, right? You know, sometimes there is just a thing called having an off week.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So like I personally think sometimes you have to be real with yourself too about, is this just an off week or am I feeling out of alignment? Because how often do you have girls from even within She Sells that are like, you know, I'm not good at sales, and they've had 4 calls.
Yes. Okay. Well, not only that, but if we're going to be on that topic, let's not mistake alignment with something being hard and it not being easy. So you want to quit because it's a little hard.
Yeah.
Those are 2 different things.
They are. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, sometimes that feeling of it being hard can be mistaken for this isn't aligned with me, and that's again because they're making the fact that it's too hard mean that they suck. So an easier way to deal with that, rather than being like, oh, maybe you've just spent $10,000 on doing this program and you've gone in and you haven't made a sale yet, rather than actually looking in the mirror and being like, okay, this is the part that I need to evolve. I need to upgrade myself. I need to do more learning. They say, I'm bad at this. I failed at this. So instead of just owning that and then being better, they actually then try and say things like, oh, it's the leads. Like, oh, the business owner is, you know, he's given me this script and I'm not allowed to do anything else. Exactly. This is not the right account for me. That's the type of stories that we hear come out of it.
Yeah. No, that's just like, that is, you need to expand. That is not misalignment, 100%. Right. I guess like how you could change the alignment audit for that is just asking yourself like, yeah, do I think that this is just hard? Am I bad at something new? That's it. Am I being bad at something new? Because chances are you probably are being bad at something new.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Well, I mean, have you ever been 100% amazing at anything you just started?
I mean, yeah.
No, but 100% nailed it.
No.
Yeah.
I was just saying that to throw a spanner in the works. No, I've never. I mean, you always have those like, you know, the first time I played paddle, for instance, like I was actually not too bad. I wasn't 100% amazing, but I was kind of like, this is fun. I can do it. There's that natural ability, right? Which is what carries people so much when they start selling and they have no skill set, is the natural ability to connect. They might actually start doing something, get a few wins under their belt and be like, I know how to do this. That's literally what happened to me in sales.
But you know what? The thing is even with those things where you have like a little bit of a natural inclination to it, you're still going to get to the point where you're bad.
For sure.
Right?
There is a ceiling, and then everything above that ceiling you're seeing for the first time, and you're like, holy fuck, I know nothing.
Yep.
I'm a grain of sand. I am a grain of sand. Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree. So we met, we had that amazing conversation, and then what?
So that really was the catalyst for me. That honestly felt like volcano eruption, everything. Like it just changed my life. I literally left that offer less than like not even 2 weeks. Like it was like a week and a half later because it made me take a really hard look at what I was doing. So I was like, wow, I'm losing my power and authority in everything. Wow, not just the sales call.
Sales is a mirror.
It was everywhere. It was everywhere. But honestly, it taught me something more important of like, it just lit a fire in me of, I want to do that. That made me feel so good, even if it was hard and even if it like kind of, it's sometimes going to be difficult having a mirror held up for you like that.
For sure. It is the hardest thing in the world, looking at yourself in the mirror.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is the hardest thing in the world. It's not easy to do it, but it is the one thing that will help you grow and like your reflection more.
Every time. So I had taken all that. I know I told you, had girls coming to me telling me to sell, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. So I started pursuing. I was going to make a sales company.
A third she sells?
A third she sells.
We can have a third one.
Yeah.
It's in a different country.
We'll just pop them up everywhere. Yeah. One in each country. Per continent. Oh, well, not the same continent.
I mean, I'm going to ask the hairy question. Like,
Okay.
Why didn't you?
Because the path of alignment isn't always what you think it is. That's really what it is. Here's the thing. I actually made 2 sales companies. Well, almost did. I had that amazing sales manager. I was so like, yeah, these are great. I had almost made a sales company with him. I quickly learned, like, not even 2-3 weeks into that partnership, like, we had made SOPs and outlines and everything. And I was starting not to like the way he was going about it. It felt very aggressive. It felt very what I would call like red. And I just did not like it. And I could tell that it was going to be way too male dominated. But the thing is I thought I needed to work with a man.
Why did you think that?
Because sales is a male dominated industry. And so I thought, oh, well, little me, a woman, no one's going to listen to me. What do I have to say? How could I teach them anything?
Which is coming from what belief that you had about yourself?
That, oh my gosh, a bucket of beliefs I had about myself, a ton, but predominantly that like it was my own self-worth of like the value that I thought I could bring.
You're giving away your power, which is
My
literally the
authority.
one thing that I had said to you. Is like you're giving away your power and your authority, and you just did it again.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But you came to that realization much faster.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened? You called it off? Or
Yeah,
like,
well, I had a phone call with him, and I remember calling him. I remember this so clearly because I was so nervous, and I'd actually talked to my partner all day about it. And I was like, I have to do this. I have to do this. And I was putting it off because I didn't want to because it was really uncomfortable. But I finally did, and I'm sitting there and I'm explaining. I was like, look, I want to do like a male side and a female side, and I'll run the female side, and you handle the male side, and like that's what we'll do. And immediately he got livid. Screamed at me, yelled at me, called me every name in the book because he was like, oh, you're trying to essentially run off with this whole business plan on your own. Yeah, it was a whole ordeal. It ruined the relationship, which honestly at the time it felt like the worst thing ever, but it wasn't. It was a blessing in disguise.
well, I mean, you saw his true colors.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. So you've parked that.
Did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I started pursuing, I actually invested over 5K or 6K into getting a brand coach and manager who helped me develop my whole own sales course. And I spent like a year building that, but I spent like 6 months with her building a whole brand, naming it, building out like
What was it called?
Rewired to Sell.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all around like a lot of the psychology and a lot of, yes, that mirror holding in general, that idea, but more the psychology of sales. But it was funny because I finished that in March of this year. I finished the whole program. I was ready to like record all the videos, all of that. And you had released the podcast. Okay?
Oh.
And I'd listened to it, and I know that me and you had kept tabs, just like a little bit. It was like happy birthdays here and well wishes there, and I had seen what you were doing. And so like I wanted nothing but the best for you. But at the time, I had thought that you only helped women in Australia. Now I know she's global, but
She's global.
But at the time, I thought it was only Australia. And so I was sending you well wishes, and I remember I had sent you a message like, good on you, etc., etc. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to join She Sells. I had a lot of self-doubt because even though I had built out this whole course and I had this beautiful brand manager validating me, telling me I could do it, I still thought, who am I to have a sales course? So I was like, you know what?
Fucking Karen.
She sucks. She gets a negative 2.
Yeah. She can jump in with the other negative too.
She gets a negative 2. But I had decided that I was like, you know what? Let me actually just go get like proper sales coaching, and let me go back to the source that made me feel so good, because your advice had echoed in my ear for 2 years straight. So I was like, let me go back to Brooke. And so I'd reached out to you and I was like, hey, like I want to join She Sells. I just want to wrap up. That was the coaching I was wrapping up because I didn't want overlap. And you were like, so keen, let's hop on a call. And when I was booking in the call, I noticed you didn't have any US times. So I was like, Brooke, I'll run your US calls. And now the rest feels like history at this point.
It really does.
Yeah.
You said something there, go back to Brooke. And I like to think of the fact that you didn't come back, you actually moved forward. Because if you recall our call, I didn't ever just want you to be a closer for She Sells.
Yeah.
In fact, you had the intention of actually coming and doing She Sells. And I was like, no. Like I don't need you, but I want you.
Yeah.
I want you to represent She Sells. You're amazing. I want you to learn how to really step into your power. And you have so done that, exceeded that. It is just so incredible to see what you've done with our US girls, to see the impact and the influence that you have. I don't know if you know this, but I had a few of them reach out to me prior to the gala and actually ask to do something for you,
Make me cry.
which actually just shows you the impact and influence that you are having. And I just want you to know that someone who gives away their power doesn't have that kind of response. You are now helping women step into their power. And I think that's just so beautiful.
Okay, done. We're good now. Bye, everyone. Oh, wow, that's really full circle. No, it really is. Thank you.
Thank you. I so mean it with everything. And you know what? We spoke about this earlier. Rewired to Sell is not just a forgotten about dream.
No, but
It
here's the
doesn't feel like
thing.
that to me.
I haven't opened those files, and honestly, a lot of it I've actually just brought over to She Sells, because as soon as I was in She Sells, I was like, no, this is different. This is different, and I want to be a part of something bigger. And it's kind of goes into that cliche of like, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far,
We go together.
every time.
Yeah.
And like, I would never, like, truly, to me, Rewired to Sell, even though it's a cute name, maybe we can use it for something. I have no desire to have my own anymore, because I do feel like I already have that here. Like, this feels like my own.
Yes, and that makes me so happy, because that is my leadership style. I want everyone to feel like they have a piece of the pie, and you do.
Yeah.
And you are doing some amazing things with your husband. Walk us through the app that you are building, which is just so freaking exciting. Like, you are very much thinking, and this is why I love working with people like you, because you are looking at She Sells like it is yours, and you are looking at the impact that you can have, and you're looking at the blind spots and the areas that we're like, you can't see, and you're bringing things forward, and I freaking love that. So tell us about the app that you've developed already.
Yes. Well, you know what? I cannot really take much credit for that. That is truly all my partner, Wilson. He is really stepped into his own power in this past year. So he developed what's called Excel, which is...
And he's right over there.
He is.
He's watching his girl do her thing.
So Excel is a commission tracker, but it's more than that. Okay.
It's so much more than that.
Yeah, it's a CRM, really. But the thing with CRMs is, like, all of them are made for the company, for visibility on the company, like, no problem. But it really doesn't do anything for the closer. Excel's for the closer. It's the CRM for closers, made by closers.
Oh, honestly, this is like it's something that we wanted to do, and it's something that we had thought about doing, and we just never have got around to it. So the fact that you've already done it, and it's there, and it's ready to go, and there's like beautiful confetti that comes out when you get a sale is like amazing. And it's something that we're going to exclusively in the beginning offer to our inner circle girls, which is so cool. That's kicking off in January. Very, very exciting where that's going to go.
Yes. Yeah, I am so pumped for that. But I mean, here's the thing, like, this is that go far, go together. And like, to me, I see Excel and She Sells one of the same. So if you're not already in She Sells,
What are you doing?
what are you doing?
There
Otherwise,
is
you can't get Excel.
Right. Do you want to start 2026 the same way? If the answer is no, then do something about it. Jump on a call, quit your job, learn a new skill. I don't care what the skill is, just do something different so that you can walk into 2026 in the becoming phase of who you want to be.
Say goodbye to Karen.
Bye-bye, Karen.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jerica. It's been amazing having you here. I really appreciate all you do within She Sells. You're an incredible coach, an incredible human, and we're so lucky to have you.
Thank you. I honestly am part of the best team in the whole entire industry, and I think in the league as a whole. So
Number one on the ladder, baby.
every day.